Tonight I'm doing my first podcast interview. I say first because I know this year is going to be full of them. I don't know when it's going to appear because Sarah, it's Sarah, Sarah Warner of the Right Now podcast. She tends, there have been sometimes she's had interviews that have been a few months old, so she has them like canned. So I don't know how quickly she's going to put it out, because she does a lot of editing and stuff. But we're doing the Skype interview tonight. And I say first. There's going to be a lot of interviews this year. Interviews and readings and stuff. Because that's part of being a writer. But I'm not just marketing a book. I'm marketing myself. It's kind of you gotta sell yourself. I'm making a brand. Whistle and Phil. Whistle and Phil is the brand because I've got several books, memoirish reflection books with the Whistle and Phil name, and I've just published my first ebook fiction in the series Glovic Tales. You might know this because I talk about it a lot. It's not the book that I envisioned, that I've looked at, that I've been working on for 26 years. Yeah, 26 years, that's a long time. This is not the same version, because I've started, stopped, restarted several times, shelved it. The point is that now, I just need to get something published. Because I've been talking about Glovic Tales for so long. I just really need to get something published. So this is kind of like, it's pretty rough. It's a drafted version of the first book of Geordie Nights. But it's ebook. I priced it through Kindle Direct Publishing at the cheapest possible, 99 cents, which is the cheapest they go on ebooks. And this is why I want to stoke a little fire under me. And in 2018, I'm not sure exactly, it'll be the beginning of the year or might be towards the middle of the year, but it's depending on the response I get in the ebook. I'm going to release. I'm going to pull that ebook off, because by that time I will have been able to make the additions, the edits, and all this, and I'll publish the paperback. But right now the ebook also doesn't have a cover; it's just text. It's just Geordie Nights. I don't have an illustrated cover, and that's part of what I'm doing with the ebook, is generating a fan base of some artists. I'm inviting people to make me covers, to submit them to me. Just message them to me. Jake, dogs. Just message me the covers, send the covers to me, and I will pick my favorite one, and it'll actually be the cover of my paperback. And potentially, visual artists that I work with will potentially be the illustrator for future books, because this series, I've got 7 novels in my head, novel ideas. Because the world I created for Glovic Tales is in my head 26 years old. So I've got lots of stories. And potentially the artist of the first novel in the series will be an artist that I use again. Maybe the illustrator and I will become partners. Who knows? It could happen. Back to the Right Now podcast, though. Doing that interview tonight. I'm going to touch base with a few other podcasters that I really like. And try to get on with them. I'm going to try to get on with some YouTubers also, and do some video interviews. this year. After that book takes off, or I'm bargaining a brand, I might market another one of the Wisdomfeld books and really push it. I've links to them, but I haven't really marketed them much. Levels of Geekdom is I call my flagship memoir because it's actually the longest one that I've written. But it's like 4 years old or something. I mean, I'll probably write some more reflections this year and be able to mark them and gonna do some stuff. My goal is to get financially soluble as a writer promoter and get off the vacuum. Stop doing trash bags. No longer survive barely paycheck to paycheck. That's what my goal is. And I really think there's a possibility that I can do it. And I think this is the year for it, because this is the first step. So the first step, have I ever had an interview? No. I had one scheduled. I scheduled to talk to Sarah last May, but I put it off. But this one, I'm not putting it off. I'm going to talk to her tonight. I'm going to get on our podcast. And she does this thing called Coffee Break, which, in addition to her regular podcasting, the coffee breaks are the interviews that she does with individuals. And these will be different people, other professionals in the area of writing. Maybe book writers, maybe authors, maybe people who work in the industry. I listened to one last week from a professor. He is a creative writing professor, and he talked about flash fiction, and just very inspiring stuff. That's Coffee Break. That's not. See, she's got one channel, but two different her podcasts. The Right Now podcast and her Coffee Break podcast. Coffee Breaks aren't solo projects. The Right Now, she usually does that just by herself, and it has actually. She just has an outline. She probably does for interviews too, because they seem pretty structured, but not. It's really fluid. It's just conversation. But I don't know. I'd rather do interviews talking in person, but we're Skyping, which is it's new for me. I've only Skyped once. Last week I called my brother-in-law to make sure it worked, because I didn't know if my Skype would work. So I talked to him for a couple minutes. I don't do the phone. I don't like talking on the phone, and this is very much like it, because it's audio. But I'd like to get some in-person interviews and stuff. Set up maybe through the library or radio stations, or do something, because I want some marketing. I'm really gonna market. And I guess I'm just rambling now. Yeah, I'm rambling. And you hear me yell at the dogs. So I'm gonna take the dogs back inside because it's kind of chilly outside.